I'm going to apologise for this. I don't normally repeat sermons because I just don't like doing it. But every so often I do repeat this particular one. I think I might have done this 20 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. I can't remember. But if you can remember it, well done, surprisingly. If not, great. It's like new again. So here we go. I have a balloon. Yeah. It's not very exciting. It's not very good to look at. In fact, it's a bit horrible, and it feels horrible, funny enough. It doesn't do much, does it? Thank you, Anne. It doesn't do much, does it? You're not going to decorate your house with it, are you? Like it is now. In short, it's not doing what its creator intended it to do. Yes? A bit more enthusiasm. It's a balloon, for goodness sake. You should be excited, because you know what's about to happen, don't you? That's right. People without God are a little bit like this empty balloon. They have their moments to be absolutely sure. But God would tell them that they haven't reached their full potential yet. They haven't reached their full potential, just like this balloon has not reached its full potential yet. And they're not really being the person that their creator intended them to be. Yes? So, if we breathe into the balloon, thank you, Mary. Something brilliant starts to happen. It starts to lose its shabby, flabby thing, its old self. It starts to take on the shape that the Creator intended it to do. It starts to take on the purpose that its Creator intended it to do. It's dizzy. And it starts to fulfill the potential and the purpose that was envisaged by its Creator. Right. I'm off mic now, but essentially it's to bounce around and look good, isn't it? Yeah, look, we'll show it. Who wants it? Yes. Feel free to pass that around. Because, look, you're smiling. You're laughing. It brings great joy. Doesn't it? Oh, for goodness sake, it's a balloon. You're meant to talk back to me. Now, as an illustration, of the Holy Spirit in us, no, keep it going. Yeah. As an illustration of us and God, it's a brilliant illustration, isn't it? Oh. Jesus promised the Holy Spirit, and it came on the disciples, and it entered them like a breath of fresh air. There's two. I can see two of Brenda now. At Pentecost, we heard that the Holy Spirit came down and filled all the people around them. And when we decide to follow Jesus, the Holy Spirit lives in us. The Holy Spirit shapes us. It takes that flabby, pointless feeling about ourselves and creates us into something new, something that the Creator always intended for us. He shapes us. He cleans us up, as that confession we sometimes use says. He guides us. He enables us to live a faithful life. And the Holy Spirit marks us as God's children. The thing is, some people are really not so sure about the Holy Spirit. Are they, Anne? You're going, no, please don't do this. Please don't. Actually, it's too close to my ears thinking about this. Some people are a little bit unsure of the Holy Spirit, a little bit like me poking this, and they kind of would rather the Holy Spirit didn't actually appear. This story in Acts kind of puts a few people on edge because it talks about tongues and things like that, and then we get all sorts of things going on there. And perhaps they don't want that to happen to them if they invite Jesus into their lives. And true, it's a supernatural event. But surprisingly, what convinced 3,000 people that morning about the power of God and God in their lives wasn't actually the coming of the Holy Spirit and all those sort of weird things you see about it. It was the message that Peter delivered on that day. And that message, yes, it did talk about the Holy Spirit, yep. But most of it was really about Jesus and what Jesus had done for them. So it's actually not too bad, really, the Holy Spirit. Yes, it's a supernatural event. Yes, it came with a purpose. It came because the message was in Jerusalem and it needed to go out, but it needed to wait for a time to get out of Jerusalem. And God determined that that day, Pentecost, AD 33, last Sunday in May, about 9 o'clock in the morning, was the time when the Holy Spirit was going to come down. And then from then on, with all the people in Jerusalem from all the different countries, it was able to get out and across the borders. And when you look at those countries, those 15 languages that is mentioned in the passage that we had, and you put them on a map, and I really should have done this, but if you put them on a map, they pretty much cover the known land at that time. And if they didn't go as far as one area, it was almost like a gateway to the next stage and onwards. So it really did represent the whole of the known world at that time. It was a springboard to get that message out and get it international. And Jerusalem was a springboard, and Pentecost was the starting gun. That's why God chose that particular day, that particular event, and those languages. Now, last thing. You can take an illustration too far. One of the things that God tells us that the Holy Spirit, or the Holy Spirit tells us, is it's an energizer. It gets us moving. I'm about to let this go. Ignore the noise. That is not part of the illustration. Okay? What is the illustration is the balloon going off. And ignore the fact it's going to go all over the show. But you get the idea. The Holy Spirit enables us, it energizes us. I'm letting it go now, okay? You can relax. I'll put that away, Anne, all right? Oh. Okay, you got the idea. You got the idea of the balloon. Next time you see a balloon, what are you going to think?
Holy Spirit.
Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit. Here's some questions for you, though. Are you today, right now, are you where you want to be? Are you happy being who you are and what you are? Are you satisfied with who you are right now? Do you feel a need to change? If the answers to those questions are stirring something in you, then maybe you might want to talk to one of us at the end. Maybe those questions you can all say, yeah, I'm absolutely where I want to be. I know exactly why, because I've got the Holy Spirit on me. Brilliant. Absolutely fine. Maybe you want to be or could be one of the people who wants to talk about that to somebody who wants to hear about that. Maybe that's what you could be. The Holy Spirit motivates us, he energizes us, he empowers us to do the things that God needs us to do. He moves us. He wants us to go into the world to tell everyone the great and good news about Jesus. That's where you come in. That's the point of the Pentecost, to be witnesses. So next time you see a balloon, off we go. Amen. Thank you.